This is the Love of Maple City. You know, this room used to get really, really crowded. Like, completely overcrowded, you might say. It's normally not that bad anymore. Here is the magical Happy Birthday room, and there's a stage, which isn't actually a stage. I guess sometimes they have a stage, but most of the time they just have amps and people playing right here.
Any final words?
This is the only venue we have left. How was it?
Well, from when I started, from the very first show I went to, what I noticed was just a wide variety of different sounds. Like, there was a punk rock band and a ska band and some weird progressive metal band played. And there was just a wide variety of music. Now it seems like the longer I've been going in this past couple of years, I've seen it decline to just more of the really pop punk kind of bass scene. Like, it's just very generic sounding. And, like, I'm a fan of it personally, but I know I'm kind of few and far between with that, so I've just seen it decline to that style of music, essentially.
The venue, it wasn't around as long as some of the other venues were, but I don't know, it was cool. It was kind of small, and there wasn't a lot of area in front of the stage, but you know, at that point you didn't really need a lot of room. The bands who come from out of the city to play, the way it used to be is I remember they would always just be like, oh, you guys are so fun, San Jose, you know, because everyone would always be dancing and there would be a big crowd and everything, and it was just a good time. As of late, it's still generally get a positive reaction to the crowds in San Jose and everything, but it's not really like it used to be, because people used to come from like a lot of areas pretty far away to come play in San Jose every once in a while, you know, like I don't know, this is where the venues were, this is where small bands could get booked and have shows with big crowds and, you know, get known. But nowadays there's less of that. Like, most of the bands who play are from San Jose, you know, and everyone's seen them a million times already, which that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. Once you've seen a band a lot of times, you can go and, you know, sing along to all the songs and everything. Because so many bands are breaking up, there's just not a lot of bands left, and I feel like all of the shows are really repetitive. There's definitely been a change in how the bands kind of perceive the shows.
It's not at all a decent reason to shut that thing down. I mean, that was a place where people like, you know, myself could go to and have fun. Like, I mean, I'm only 20 years old, right? So I can't go to a bar and listen to a show and, you know, what am I gonna do, you know? Like, I like music. I enjoy listening to music. I can't go to Boswell's. I can't go to the Voodoo Lounge, you know? Even though I don't drink and I don't plan on drinking, I can't do that because I'm not 21. And that's kind of the downside to all this. It's just like, you know, these venues keep getting shut down. And like, these kids that aren't 21 or aren't even like 18, whatever, like, don't have a place to go and listen to music, you know, what are you gonna do? You're cutting off something that like is benefiting people who are under 21, and it's probably keeping them from doing other things that, you know, are gonna detriment themselves even more.
This is the venue. I haven't been here since it got closed down. They used to have shows here. Now they have Twilight game shows, Xbox tournaments, and World of Warcraft trading card games. Right, so over here is where the stage used to be and where bands used to play. Out here was pretty much where the crowd stood. There was a stage back over in this corner, and the crowd would stand around here. It changed fairly recently, like within the last year, I'd say, and then people would play pool over here when they were watching the show, or here. A lot of good times playing pool at the venue.
I heard a lot of different things, but what I came to find out was essentially they just didn't have enough money to buy an entertainment license, which was like $10,000. And I mean, that's kind of just the simple truth of it. You know, they just didn't have enough money to keep holding shows there because they had to buy things from the city. There's some other factors in that, I'm sure, but that was definitely a huge source of income for it. I mean, they held shows there twice a weekend, you know. I mean, I worked a number of shows there, and like, I just saw huge numbers of people because it's an enormous venue. After the show stopped, I mean, it just kind of got ruined.
So you would say the people that attend shows are generally friendly?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, who likes shows? I do!
For the most part, everyone who attends shows is always just very friendly and very willing to talk to people, you know, make new friends. Like, if you look at all of my friends, I either know them because I met them at a show or know them because they knew someone that I met at a show.
This guy who's in our Starbucks.
So that's our band name. The Refuge, Cupertino. We were supposed to play that show, but the guy who booked it never actually got back to us on it. So we're not entirely sure what's going on with that, but
we're in there with Living Legends.
Yeah, we're
Really cool.
We're in the newspaper, but it's kind of upsetting because we have this coverage for it, but the show's not even actually happening, and we don't really know why.
What's happening with the whole production companies and shows getting booked and stuff like that right now?
Well, Pinup Productions, every show they book on MySpace, which probably isn't the most efficient way to go about doing things. You know, right now they're having a lot of problems booking shows, and a lot of shows are getting canceled, including 2 that my band was supposed to play at, because all of the messages that they send to the bands don't go through, and they're getting caught in the band's spam folders, but MySpace doesn't notify you when you get a spam message, so none of the bands realize that they're being booked. So the shows don't end up happening because none of the bands know that they're supposed to be playing it. But you know, we're gonna play in our friend's basement instead. I guess that's the kind of things that we have to do to get booked nowadays. Guys, we're not booked! What did he just tell you?
That's why what we've been doing recently is booking outside of production companies, because that's what you got to do. A lot of cats will just hook up with a production company. They'll message Pinup Productions on MySpace, and they'll wait to get offered shows by Pinup Productions, which happens in general once a month, maybe more if you have a good draw. And they'll just expect to go somewhere. And it doesn't work like that. In any music scene, you can't just sit there in your garage, maybe hook up with 1, maybe 2 production companies and expect to go somewhere. You have to be assertive.
This is not to say that there is no hope left for our all-ages music scene. There are a number of people and bands fighting their hardest to keep local music around. Some bands are trying to break away from what is considered to be the popular style of music and bring back the variety once present in the music scene. This summer, Pinup Productions is trying to bring life back into the music scene by having their annual Battle of the Bands. But at the end of it all, the fate of the scene lies in the hands of the potential showgoers. If you like music, go to shows. If you're a musician, start a band. We are extremely lucky to still have local music around in our city, and it is definitely something that all music lovers should take advantage of. Important for us to have a local music scene in San Jose.
It's the most important thing ever.
Travel both big and small, I wish you luck, my friend, and that is all. That was all right. Now I can like learn something else.